Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, and there's some days where it's just perfect conditions for hiking. Some people might not consider a rainy, misty, drizzly, wet day perfect for hiking, but I do. Let me explain why. Reason number one, way less people out on the trails. Something I don't like is a lot of people on the trails. I don't like sharing my nature, not so much. So, less people. Reason number two, there's no dust. All this dirt is like tacky, sticky, a little bit muddy, but it's kind of sandy enough here in these mountains that it's not like stick to your shoes type of mud. It's like almost grippier than it normally is. Hardly any big puddles, nothing like that. Everything kind of drains downhill. Now, the dirt's better, there's no people, and also importantly, especially this time of year, there's no bugs, like zero. I love that. I can't stand when I'm getting eaten alive the whole time that I'm hiking. Although, this brush I'm going through, it's getting my pants all wet. So, I was not planning to hike today, but then I was sitting around the house for a couple hours this morning, got a video up on YouTube, and then just kept looking out the window, hearing the rain pitter-pattering, and looked at the weather, saw the high was only like 70 degrees, and we're coming into summer here. It's been getting up into the 90s already, so I just had to get out here. So here I am. I packed light today. In my day pack, I've just got my big hydro flask full of water. I've got a water-resistant Wooby hoodie, and an extra t-shirt in case this gets super soggy, and got my PM2 Scorpion in the pocket. It's just been a couple of days since I carried this, so figured I'd throw it in. And yeah, that's all the gear I've got on me. I guess I did throw another O-Light in my pack, so I want to get some more experience with my new Warrior X Pro, but I'm going to check in every now and then. This is a really cool place to hike. This is called Echo Mountain, and at the top of it there's this old, what they called a chalet. It was like a hotel with a bar and pool and tennis courts and all kinds of stuff, and it's up at the tip, the very top of this lower mountain. And back in the day they used to have like a cable car system that they would use from the base down in my secret canyon. And they would use that to get all the way up. So this hike is kind of connected to my canyon hike that I like to do. But this hike usually has way more people. It's more popular. It's less popular than some of the other local hikes, but it's a great, as you can tell I'm breathing, a great steady climb all the way up to the top. I think this hike is about 2.25 miles long, and you gain a little over 2,000 feet of elevation, so it's about 1,000 feet per mile steady climb, and I like that rate of ascent. It's a good low and slow burn where I'm not I don't have to stop and take breaks. I can just push at a steady pace the whole time, and I consistently get up here usually in about 18-19 minutes per mile, so I'll be at the top 45 minutes or less. And yeah, so I'll check in if there's anything cool along the way, and then again at the top. But here we go. I am already a little over 1/4 mile into this hike, so got some miles to put in. All right, crushing some more distance. I'm about 1 mile in now, so 3/4 of a mile-ish from where I last checked in. Had a quick detour because another hiker was coming down and his phone was dead. He was planning on Ubering home, so I had to help him get in contact with his mom so she could come pick him up. Always an adventure. Anyway, I'm yeah, at this point about halfway to the top. Feels good. My pace is 18 minutes 30 seconds per mile, so I'm doing exactly what I was aiming for. That's a good steady workout for me. at that pace. So just gonna keep on trucking, and yeah, I'll check in if I see something cool. All right, so I just got to the top. I'm up on the ridge right now. I'm about to be at the remains of the old chalet. I didn't really get rained on too bad until just a little bit back there, like less than 10 minutes ago. I got a little bit wetter than I had the rest of the way, but I maintained a really good pace the whole way up here. There were two spots where I stopped for a second to let other people by, and both times I forgot, and I realized right after to pause my pace, so that counted against me, but I still got up here in 18 minutes 57 seconds, not sex, 57 seconds per mile, which is pretty good. My best time ever coming up here. I started before dawn, and I got here, I think it was 17:54 per mile to the top here. So not a terrible time today. I'll check back in once I'm at the actual structure. All right, so the rain is kind of picking back up again. I don't know if you can see that, but here's one of the gears from that thing that used to pull the cable cars up, and right over there is the structure. But there's this cool little picnic spot up here, and I don't know exactly what this part of the structure used to be. I think there's a little kind of guide up there, but this trail cuts around the backside, and you can actually kind of go down the mountain a little bit. I've been meaning to explore down there because I'm pretty sure it reaches like the riverbed that goes down into my canyon. In fact, I know it has to because I've taken the back way from my canyon up to this spot, which is a way harder climb. But this is that same canyon, just much higher up. So one of these days, I'm gonna come up here, see if I can hike out that way. I just have to like Uber back to my car over here or something, but that would be a fun little way to explore. It's raining pretty hard now. I don't know if you can see that at all, but it's coming down. So see if I can find a dry-ish spot to catch my breath for a little bit, and then I'll show you guys some of the stuff up there, and then I'll hike down. All right, I busted out the tripod. I've been just hunkered down under this tree for a minute. The rain slowed down a little bit, but after I finished recording that last clip, it was really pouring. So as I was standing here, I realized there is a killer deposit of fatwood here on this tree, there and there. Just like really good resin impregnated wood. So if I needed to start a fire up here, this would be a good place to start. Anyway, I'm still right down by that gear thing. I'll show you. I'm gonna take you up. Oh, that was wet. I'm gonna take you to the actual structure itself. Here is the gear, and you can see there's like this wall built around here. Down on this side of the ridge, there's just ruins of, like, I don't know what this structure was. I guess it was kind of the end of the railway. Right over here is where the cars actually stopped. But yeah, there's just tons of huge chunks of broken up cement up here. I did this hike for the first time less than a year ago, and I've been up here at least, like conservatively, I was thinking about it on the way up, at least 30 times in the last 8 months that I've known about it. It's just a really cool, you can see here's where the railway ended, and there's all this kind of signage up here. But where I like to sit when it's not all wet and raining is right up there, right on that corner. Right now, you cannot see anything. We're inside of a cloud. But on a clear day, you can literally see out to the ocean, and you can see as far as the islands that are right out there, the Channel Islands, I guess they would be. So just a really, really rad spot. This staircase leads up. It was where the train car ended and takes you up to the base of this chalet thing here. I really, really like this staircase. I think it's so cool that there's still kind of a structure up here. It's funny, I'm always torn because part of me loves it when nature feels really untouched. In fact, usually I prefer that. But sometimes when man-made stuff is old enough, it becomes really cool. So this is over 100 years old, and in my book, this is a cool spot because of that. It feels like historical. Example on the contrary would be on the way up, there's some kind of slatted structures that hold the trail in place. There's a few places where there's like graffiti on it and nonsense like that. Let me just say, if you're the kind of despicable human being who likes to graffiti in nature for some reason, you're an a-hole and I hate you. There's no real other way I can put that. It's one thing, I don't get that mad if people do graffiti in an urban environment. I think there can certainly be an artistic nature to graffiti. Some graffiti artists are legitimately artists. But if you're up here painting your name in terrible handwriting on the side of a mountain, screw you. If I see someone doing that, I will be seriously, it will be difficult for me to not resort to physically harming a person who thinks that that's just a good idea. I don't know. I try not to get fired up about stuff like that and be a little go with the flow, but I just think it's so stupid when people want to graffiti in a place like this. But that being said, this structure here is also man-made, and to me, I think it's really cool. This is literally like, I'm now walking in what would have been one of the doorways. I think right up here was like the saloon. There was like a bar. And then this whole structure was basically like a hotel up here. And then this over here, speaking of graffiti, F these people. I don't know whether this was a pool or just a means of collecting water or what, but there is this gigantic echoey circular structure here, and I always like to kind of walk along the edge of it for a second. Then right over here we have this gem. This is called Echo Mountain for a reason. This canyon, you literally can't see the other wall of this canyon, which is crazy. This is the most dense fog I've been in a long time, but this is called an echo phone, so you can test it out. We'll see if this comes through. But echo! Did you hear that? There's other people who say they're about to be here, so they're coming up the backside. Kudos to them. That's a harder hike than this one. Woo! Rad. So yeah, this is the top here, and it's kind of cool because, like I said, there's some history behind it. There's something to look at up here. Now, behind me should be right there. There's the next highest ridge, and the point up there is called Inspiration Point. The last time I went up there was, I think, in December, and it is rare to get snow up in these mountains. If you can see that way, you're looking at downtown Los Angeles. We're right north of LA. But the whole backside was covered in snow the last time I went up there. I might actually have a clip of it. I was with some buddies. If I have a clip, I'm gonna put it in real quick right here. But yeah, it was all snowed in up there, and we went all the way to Inspiration Point and came back down. It's a little loop you can do from right up here, and that's a really fun hike as well. I want to say doing that is about like doing this twice. I mean, like if you go from the bottom up to here and up to there, it would be like the same as hiking up and back this twice, because it's about the same distance from here to there as it is from the bottom to here. That probably wasn't the best way to describe that, but that's what I'm going with. Pardon me. So anyways, yeah, this is the top. There's something cool about it for me to be up here in so much fog, but it would probably be cooler for you if you could actually see the view. So I'm gonna do this hike again very soon, I'm sure. This is one of my favorites in the area, partially because it's just such a consistent, good climb. And I can really kind of track myself on it. A lot of hikes that I do, there's like sections where you literally gotta like climb up stuff using your hands, and like even the back way up here I've come a couple of times. It's difficult to like get an accurate pace and feel like you're getting like a cardio workout. That's like full body borderline rock climbing the way up. So I also like to do that with at least one buddy instead of by myself, because it's a little sketch coming up stuff that loose, and it's also fairly untraveled. I've only ever seen, now I can hear other people coming up today, but I've only ever seen one other person hike that way up here. So I'm sure it happens, but yeah. So I've probably rambled enough. If I see anything cool on the way down, I'll check in then as well. But this has been a lot of fun. I didn't bring like fully waterproof gear, but I'm fine. Getting wet doesn't hurt anybody. Hiking in the rain is awesome. It's so much fun to me to be up here, and I'll take this weather 10 times out of 10 over a hot sunny day. I'd much rather get wet from some rain mixed with my sweat than just be sweating like crazy because it's so ridiculously hot. But this is a cool spot, isn't it? So there you have it. See you guys soon.